Dear friends, welcome back to the English Kunju channel. We have studied about our earth in our school time, but there are many things which are mysterious and confusing us, which are not taught to us in schools. This earth is beyond our imagination. Have you ever wondered about this earth in your life? There are many mysterious things in the world. One among them is the Bermuda Triangle, are commonly known as the Devil's Triangle. I want to tell you something more about this island. It is a stretch of Atlantic Ocean near Miami in US, Puerto Rico of Caribbean islands, and connecting the Bermuda Island, which forms a triangle. It is called the Devil's Triangle because of the dark reputation. The area has sunk many ships and aeroplanes mysteriously, and many helicopters and search operation airplanes disappeared without any trace mark in the sea waters. Christopher Columbus first discovered the island during his expedition of finding a new world. The disappearance of ships, vessels, and planes and helicopters created many hypotheses. Some say it is because of a sea monster. Others say ghosts from the sunk ships immersed the aeroplanes and helicopters. A group of people say it is a handiwork of aliens. So many hypotheses have evolved from this mysterious island. Scientists found out the ocean in that area is highly turbulent with high tides and large waves with high tide that can tilt the bigger ships also. The mystery is no one survived from the accidents to tell the aftermath of the story of this accident. When Columbus crossed the sea during the expedition of finding a new world, he had seen a large flame of fire crashed into the sea. After a few weeks of the flame of the fire reappeared in the sea again. During that time, he had noticed erratic campus reading. He had noted down all these incidents in his leather-made books of his journey. Shakespeare also had mentioned about this violent tempest in the ocean of this area in his play. In 1970, the biggest ship of USS Cyclops of US Navy that vanished without a trace was a talk of the year in those days. Not even a single evidence was traced out of the accident till date. The tales and myths associated with the Bermuda Triangle are interesting, but no one could reveal the truth. Whatever the scientific explanation you give about the Bermuda Triangle, people are not believing, which do not include the supernatural phenomenon. So far, only one pilot by name Bruce Jernon successfully passed through the Devil's Triangle, and he explained his experience of his flight with the scientists. What he is telling about the experience: when he passed through the Bermuda Triangle, a large black clouds appeared suddenly from nowhere, appeared over the sea. The cloud surrounded him and hardly he could see in front of the flight. This happened within 15 seconds when he entered the triangle. The pilot actually started from the place called Andros City from Bahamas Island and traveled towards the Florida Miami. His business partner was also with him, accompanying him. As the black cloud surrounded the flight, he had no other option except penetrating through the cloud blindly. He witnessed so many heartbreaking thunders and lightning around his flight. Thunders and lightning around him. He panicked like a rat trapped in a cage. It was like sinking in the darkness. There formed a tunnel-like path among the cloud. He was passing through the cloud for nearly 1 hour. He noticed the fuel tank of the plane. It was half full. He thought, till the fuel is exhausted, he decided to fly in the cloud. There is no end of the black cloud. He thought that this is the end of his life. He prayed to the God as a last effort. There was no hope for his survival. Suddenly, the cloud slightly showed a light in front of him. The brightness of the light in front of him beginning to grow. Then a hope of survival appeared on his mind. The flight's speed was 150 km per hour. It showed him the path to come out of the cloud. He was following the bright light which appeared among the cloud. At last, he was out with his friend in open air. He breathed heavily to get more oxygen and the fresh air. He could not believe that he is surviving. He touched his skin to realize it is true. He can't believe that. What helped him to come out of the cloud? The distance between the Andros City and Florida is 400 kilometers. It took only half of the usual time taken to travel the distance. Actually, some force pushed him out of the cloud, out of the tunnel. What pushed the flight? Nobody knows. The 400 kilometers was crossed within 1.5 hours. It is a great mystery. The total time taken to travel the cloud tunnel was only 47 minutes. Till now, many incidents like this happening in that area, so people are avoiding crossing the area. Do you find this story interesting? Because I am not a good storyteller. I will come with another story that is interesting to you. Goodbye friends. Jai Hind.